Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you've been watching my recent vlogs or Instagram stories, you know that I've been talking about getting back on eBay, getting back to reselling. I've had some questions, confusion. I thought you weren't doing that anymore. Thought you quit. What's going on? So I thought I'd just do a little sit down video and we'll talk about things. So just a little recap. I started reselling in 2005 on eBay. I expanded to Amazon for about 4 years. I was doing Amazon Merchant Fulfilled. Then I got back to just eBay. I've done wholesale, liquidation, secondhand, vintage, clothes, all the things, Etsy, Poshmark, everything. But at the end of the day, it usually boiled back down to eBay. Although last summer, I guess, I did sell some on Whatnot. In 2013, I started writing books. So you can see I've got some here. Home-based e-commerce books. I've got books about eBay, Amazon KDP, YouTube, Whatnot. I'm now working on Etsy books. I have 3 out right now. I'm working on more. So for the past few years, I was able to build up that business to be my full-time income. So I didn't have to do reselling anymore. But once it's in your blood, you kind of can't do it. I bought this house in 2009, I think. Has it been that long? Has it been that long? God. For 3 reasons. Number one, my dad, who lives with me, he's 91 now, he needed a ranch house, no more stairs. My dogs needed a yard, and I needed a space for my eBay business. Again, this was 2009. eBay, Amazon, that's all I was doing. I don't even think I was on YouTube yet. And this house has a basement. Great. The eBay reselling business initially was confined to the basement, but slowly, my dad, who used to do my shipping, God bless him, it was great help, he didn't want to ship in the basement. So slowly, he started bringing things upstairs. And then in 2012 or 10, I don't know, sometime after that, I had a hysterectomy because I had endometriosis. And in preparation for that surgery, I didn't think I was going to be able to go to the basement. I thought I might be laid up and can't move. So I was like, I had said to my dad, I think I'm going to bring my computer and stuff upstairs so I can work upstairs while I'm recovering. That man brought my desk upstairs. He wanted me upstairs. He did not want to ship in the basement. He did not want me in the basement. He wanted it upstairs. The eBay business. Turns out I didn't. The surgery was a lot easier than I thought. And I would have been able to go to the basement, but the damage was done. The desk was upstairs. I wasn't going to take it back down. And that is when the evolution of bringing more and more eBay stuff came to be. So basically, I used the basement for storage and everything else was upstairs. And this drove me crazy because there was eBay stuff everywhere. Not just my office. It'd creep into my bedroom. It was in the living room. It was in my dad's room. It was in the kitchen. It was in the garage. The only 2 rooms in the house, it wasn't in, were the bathrooms. And I hated it. I hated being surrounded by all the clutter, all the stuff. I couldn't get away from it. I hated it, but it was what I was doing. So what are you going to do? Then I started my publishing business. But still, even when you're trying to do eBay on a part-time basis, or even just as a hobby, it spreads like a virus. It's everywhere. And I couldn't take it. So fortunately, I've been able to build up my author business to a full-time level. So to pay the bills and have fun money, I don't have to do anything else. Super grateful, super grateful. This year, I was like, I'm going to build the publishing business even more, write more books. I'm going to do rapid release, a book a month up until September. September is when I would take off and update. I always put some of these books up, new editions for the new year, work on planners. I'll be done a book a month, 8 books this year. I will get up 8 books, rapid release. In order to do that, I can't do anything else. Obviously, I do YouTube. I've gone down to 1 channel. That's helped tremendously. I have teeny tiny little trickles of $5 here, $2. It doesn't mean anything. The little affiliate income, whatever. Reselling had to go. I could not stand eBay. I could not stand Whatnot. I could not deal with being a full-time caregiver, taking care of my dogs, taking care of a house, being a full-time author. That was it. That's all I could do. eBay, buy. Whatnot, buy. Got rid of a lot of, I didn't get rid of inventory stuff. I just I was getting rid of some shipping stuff, all out of my office. Bye. Got it all cleared out of here. I can breathe. And then I'm writing. I'm like, the first 2 books, I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to keep this up? What have I done? What have I done saying I could do a book a month? But the last book, I really focused on like, listen, you cannot be doing 4 or 5 drafts of these books. You've got to figure out a plan. So I worked very hard to figure out a plan to streamline my writing process so that I could get through these books faster. I can do a whole video about rapid release if you're interested in that. But basically, I have fine-tuned my system to where I'm only having to do 2 drafts of a book before I can release it. So time, energy, stress, whoop, down. I've got my system in place, and here we go. While I was doing this, I had some more free time. So I've been working on my basement, getting it reorganized. Some of you know last summer, water got in the basement. It was a whole thing. 2 plumbers couldn't figure out where the water was coming from, what was happening. Everything looked fine. Took one of my husband's friends to come over and be like, I think it's the eave spouts. Yeah, the eave spout, the water was going into. I had a lot of stuff in the basement, stuff that I was collecting. I'd go to estate sales and things and get things, and I can sell it someday. 90% of that stuff had to go. There's carpet down there. There was water. I had to get to the carpet to dry the carpet out. And I didn't have any help, and I didn't have anywhere to put anything. So a lot of the stuff that I had down there that I would have been reselling, maybe on Whatnot, pull it for Whatnot, put it out on eBay, almost all of it had to go. Even though it didn't get wet, because it wasn't a lot of water, but it was enough to soak the carpet. Even though the stuff didn't get wet, it got moist. It got damp. It was disgusting. It had to go. In order for me to get to the carpet, dry the carpet, half the basement had to go. Other stuff, I was like throwing into tubs, putting it on the other side of the basement. Again, I didn't have that much room. It was a thing. It was trauma. I'm still traumatized. Anyway, so I've been working on trying to get my basement reorganized, getting my personal effects over to the storage side of the basement. You all have those things that you're not going to get rid of, like all my school papers and toys from when I was a kid and just stuff that goes on the other side of the basement. I wanted the finished side cleared out of anything because water trauma. But once I started doing that, I was like, I was only going to go back to reselling if I could have a dedicated space. This was the rule. I'm not going to have eBay in my main level of my house anymore. I can't take it. When I tell you I can't take it, I'm telling you I cannot take it. The anxiety it would give me, no. But as I'm like, I think I could set the basement back up the way it originally was when I bought the house to be my reselling room. And that everything I do with reselling would be down there. The only things that would ever be upstairs is when I brought things into the house, clean them up, take them downstairs, list them, store them. And then when they're ready to go, bring them back up to ship them. But otherwise, one contained space, not in my main living area, in the basement. So I'm realizing I've got my writing streamlined. I've got my basement cleaned up. I now have the time to do it again. I didn't think I was going to have the time, but I have the time now. And I will be honest with you, the past few weeks, I've been bored. I've been sitting on the couch during the day, like the TV's on and playing games on my phone because I just really don't have anything to do. I have plenty of time now to run my errands, to clean the house, to take care of my dad, and all the things. Great. I've got my writing. Great. But I don't have really anything to do. I can't really go any place because I'm taking care of my dad. So I can't go any place I can't take a vacation. I can't travel, It's like go shopping and there's nothing to do. This summer there'll be something to do when the theme park opens. But otherwise there's nothing to do by myself in the middle of the day. So I could get back to work. Get back to reselling, specifically on eBay. So that is what I have been kind of preparing to do. As of this video going up, I'm not back on. My store's back up and I've linked it below, but nothing's listed yet because I am waiting until I have everything I need down in the basement. And so I'm not having to drag things back up and down, up and down, up and down. I hate that. I hate it. The only thing that I don't have is another computer. I do want to replace my computer and get something with a better processor. And this is a good processor, but for graphics work, book covers, Etsy, that kind of stuff. So the idea is I would get a new computer for upstairs and I could take that computer and printer downstairs. I don't have that yet. I want to go out and like physically get a good computer rather than order it. So I haven't done that yet. So, and it's a big investment. I mean, I'm looking at like, it's not going to be a cheap computer. I'll be spending like $1,000 probably on a new system because I need something really powerful. So in the meantime, I probably will be taking my laptop, just my laptop, back and forth. I'm not even gonna take the cord. I'm gonna run it off battery. Laptop downstairs to list and then bring it back up to write until I get that new computer. But otherwise, everything will be contained to the basement. The reason nothing's on there right now is I'm still buying some supplies and I'm still sorting. When I was getting stuff out of the way because of the water, I had tubs of my own personal stuff and some of the like collectible reselling stuff I threw in there. I'm still sorting through that. Last year when that happened, I had a lot of stuff, but I couldn't deal with it. It was too much. So now we're getting to the point where I can do that. And if you say like, well, what happens if water gets in it again? If the water gets in it again, it will just be the reselling area, and then I don't care. It wasn't my personal stuff. When it all happened, I was more concerned with my personal stuff being destroyed than like the reselling stuff. So, and since the house has been looked over top to bottom by 2 different plumbers who couldn't find any reason where water was coming in, it was basically just coming in because the ground was soaked and my eave spout was knocked off. I think we're good. So I'm not worried about water anymore. Got the new sump pump because the sump pump was broken. I think we're good. If water gets in again, people get water. You have a basement, you get water, what are you going to do? But I'm set up much better now to deal. And now I know if water was to come in the basement, what I need to do. So live and learn. So why not just like loaf around and just not do anything other than write books? Money. I want to make more money to save more money, specifically to save. I want to build up. I got to rebuild my emergency fund because it got decimated last year with the plumbing that nobody could tell me what was wrong and my fence. So my emergency fund got decimated. I got hit with huge taxes because I made more money last year, which is great, but I owed a lot this year. I owe my quarterly income tax payments are more. It's just like, my income is coming in, but like it seems like it's all going out. Book sales have been really slow starting in April. I don't know what's going on. So I'm always just like worried about saving money, getting more money, and building retirement. So I'm like, well, if I can get back on eBay, that's a pretty easy way for me to earn more money faster and build up that savings. So I'm really looking at it not to have more money to spend, but more money to save. One of my reselling friends, Trish, is it Honey's Place? I can't remember what her Instagram is. I just call her Trish all the time. Anyway, Trish, she was full-time eBay, and then her husband got a really good job offer that they could not turn down, and she'd had her eBay all set up. She got like a she shed, and they had to move. And so she's starting again, and she had said to her, she wasn't going to do it. She said to her husband, I might as well ramp eBay back up because why not? I have the time and the ability to do it. And you're not always going to have the ability to do it. We're getting older. So you might as well take advantage of the opportunity now to make that money. So that's where I am. I have the time, I have the space, and I have the desire to make more money for retirement. So that is why I am getting back on eBay. Also, last night, Whatnot announced an update where you can basically have a store on Whatnot. You can just list things for sale on Whatnot all the time. Up until now, you had to have a live auction scheduled, and you could have a buy it now in that show, and things listed that people could buy now up till and during the show, and then what didn't sell, you could just move it to the next show. But now it's just there. It's basically like a Whatnot store. So there is the opportunity to maybe put some things on Whatnot. But my main focus is going to be eBay. eBay is where the traffic is. as many other sites take off and do things, it always comes back to eBay as the place to sell, especially now with the economy and inflation. People are looking for deals, and when they're looking for deals, they're going to eBay. Even if it's a deal on like a collectible or something that's not a need, they're going to go to eBay. eBay is the number 3 e-commerce site. Amazon's number 1, Walmart and eBay. They're almost tied for second, but eBay's third. It just outperforms every other platform in the world. I know it like the back of my hand. It's the main thing that I write books about. So it'll be eBay for me. I am not opposed to selling on Whatnot. However, Whatnot really takes the time to build up a loyal audience, and I just really am not into doing that. You know, when you kind of start Whatnot, you almost have to give things away just to build your audience up. And there's nothing wrong with that. People have done that, and there are people who are doing fantastic. But it's a lot of work and a lot of time. The shipping after a Whatnot show is a lot, and I just don't want to get into that. I need my days free to take care of my dad and the house and the dogs and myself, and to get my writing work done. So I just want that, you know, trickle. Like, have a sale or 2 a day on eBay. Great. I can handle that. I can't handle 30, 40 packages in a day like it is on Whatnot. So anyway, I hope that answers the questions about why I'm getting back to reselling. I had hoped to eventually get back on it, like I said, after this year of writing, if I could have that dedicated space, but I've ended up creating that space and time for myself here in April. So might as well do it. Might as well do it, because have you looked at the cost of senior housing and nursing homes and all that kind of stuff? It's not fun. And nobody wants to think about that, but like, I think I see a lot of it because obviously my dad, but we've also been in positions where we've had nursing home situations and care situations with relatives. I'm like, I want to have some money. I want to have some money to go to a good place and have money for emergencies and just save this extra income. So that's what I'm going to do. Again, my eBay store is linked below, although there's nothing in it as of this video. Hopefully soon. I'm waiting for a few more things to arrive before I start listing. But yeah, that is the update. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, because when I start listing and shipping, I will be including those sales in the vlogs. So make sure to watch the daily vlogs, well, almost daily vlogs, to see what's selling if you're interested in that. So anyway, that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me chatter on, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.